Okay. So, anyways, so this is what happened. When this thing started happening, all these Trump supporters started coming out of the woodwork. People who I always suspected were, but never had the balls to say anything. And now all of a sudden they're like trying to blame Democrats because they don't get their stimulus check, which doesn't make any fucking sense. If you're spending your entire philosophy is that the government should not be fucking helping us with anything ever. It's a little fucking weird that you're now complaining that you're not getting a stimulus check.
The government is supposed to help us. The government has two functions under capitalism. That's to protect you from force and protect you from fraud. Okay? Those are the two. The problem is when they try and protect you from fraud, they also get bought out and they become the fraudulent ones.
Yeah.
And so it crumbles completely, no matter what any sort of capitalist. In my senior year of high school, when I took econ, my economics teacher,
Really?
huge capitalist, really nice guy, sensible guy. Like for a while, I was behind it, and then I was like, all right, this is kind of weird. Because like it's not happening in America, and even he was like he hated the state of America. Like he agreed that like nothing really about our government is capitalist.
Yeah.
As far as being fundamental and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think now he'd probably identify more as a libertarian even.
Yeah, but this is libertarianism.
Okay.
I mean, this is libertarianism.
Oh, and so like
Except, without the stimulus. This is exactly what libertarianism is. It means like you don't.
Yeah.
You're
It's completely.
You're on your own, and you're
But
fucked.
he also thought like all drugs should be legal. Like yeah, I guess that is all libertarians. I don't know if he was pro-life or not, like they are, which is kind of weird.
But anyways, he was saying that the Democrats are conspiring to keep poor people poor, and I went, whoa, wait a second. So, and it just became like this back and forth a couple times, and I should have played you the messages. So he sent me a message basically going like, me and you are gonna meet up outside of this social media shit. Like we're gonna meet on the streets. And then I sent a message and I was like, if you're trying to intimidate me, like you're barking up the wrong tree, dude.
Is it him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess he did this to another comic where he said he was gonna beat him up.
Yeah.
And it had something to do with some gay stuff. I don't know what it is. Something I think he told him he's like, you suck dick or something. I don't know.
No, he jokingly was like, I'll fuck you in the ass.
He said that?
More or less. Well, the guy, and then this guy said that he was going to fuck him in the ass, and then he got all uppity about it, and, like, was posting all this crazy shit, and, like, threatened to fight him, and
the funny guy said he was gonna fuck the unfunny guy in the ass. Okay.
And then like his unfunny guy's wife even got involved and was like, he's threatening to rape my husband and like all this shit. And then like there were a couple comments in that whole thread about Hollywood's gay agenda. Like it all kind of adds up now that you say it.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be willing to admit that, but yeah.
He was more or less admitting there's a few comics that have been doing it, and I've been going back and forth. And I've been going, and just out of curiosity, I've been going on YouTube and looking for their comedy. One of them I already know is pretty bad. It's a pretty bad comic. And, but he's he's always nice to me, so I don't bash him too much. But I've been kind of like hands off on him. I'd rather just post stuff that's just a corrective, and then not comment on it. But that other dude, I just fucking was ripping on him.
Yeah.
And a couple of these guys, I just rip on them. I was just doing it this morning. There's another motherfucker. There's so many fucking right-wing comics when I moved here. It blows my motherfucking mind. But we have a clip of him, and I didn't think it was very funny. But, dude, these guys get booked.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't really go up that much.
You never see him at Mike's, but he gets booked.
I mean, he does that, like, Blue Martini show or some shit. That's pretty much it.
Oh, yeah, I bombed there. I'll never get to fucking play there again.
Yeah. I've never done it. Because I don't get booked.
That should be changing pretty soon.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, that's
If comedy stays alive.
Yeah.
It might die. It might just be. Did you see that thing about flappers doing an online like webcam mic
I tried
and
it.
charging $5? I'm serious. Flappers was charging $5 to do an online mic.
I think I got in there for free. Is that the one that's inside a casino?
I mean, a lot of places have been doing it since this whole thing since everything shut down. I refuse.
I did one I tried one in Champaign Wednesday.
That's fucking absurd. Think about bombing in your bedroom and like you can't hear laughs. Like I don't understand. You couldn't, you don't get any.
I bombed. I know
feedback.
I bombed. Well, no,
I don't think it's possible to do well.
The guy who did it. This guy I knew from Champaign, but my internet connection was so bad that I had to call him on the phone, and then he took the phone and then fed it into the mic. And then I was like, I'm doing all new material, and he laughed for the first half of it, and then I just sort of drifted off, and I realized how important an audience is because I started doing my whole like LA gangs and New York gangs thing.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and my feedback was just from him. He was like, Ian. So I was just like getting laughs from him. And then he just stopped laughing when I started talking about LA and stuff. And then it was like, yeah, and I got like very little reaction from the comments. And then
yeah, it's a really weird idea. I mean, I get the idea, but I feel like there's no way to execute it well.
No, I don't think it's important. I wrote a poem. I'm just gonna try and I'm gonna write. There's an essay I've been putting off that I want to write, and hopefully I get some jokes out of that. But other than that, I've just been spanking it and watching.
I'll like work on writing for a minute and then just end up like thinking about shit that's going on, and I just end up writing shit about being like in the house all the time and shit like that. I'm like, I can't do this. I have to. Everybody's gonna come back talking about being stuck in the house.
I'm gonna write about something complete. I'm gonna write about.
Exactly. I can't, but that's just where my mind always ends up, and I'm just like, why? It's been like, this whole thing has been fucking nuts, dude.
I'm gonna write I'm gonna write. There's an essay I want to write about my Dramamine addiction and the brain damage that it's done to my body.
I wonder how real.
I did send you the. I sent you the clip on Messenger.
Yeah, here we go. I got it right here. Hey, good old Seesaw.
Did you watch the Tiger thing?
No, I haven't watched that yet.
I don't have a Netflix account.
I could watch it here. My fucking Wi-Fi is super shoddy in my room, but it doesn't matter. So I haven't. Although, just based on what I have seen on the trailer, and then all the memes, I feel like I know what happened. I feel like I don't even need to watch it, and that I've like learned everything about.
I want to watch
show.
it, but I'm probably gonna watch it next year.
Yeah.
I need two or three things to come onto Netflix. This shit where they have like one good thing a year is bullshit.
I did. I've seen one clip of his, but it was just like a corny, like.
This is bad.
It was just a really corny like sign off, like, "Hey everybody, times are crazy, but we got to remember to stick
to
together.
Love each other." Yeah.
And like everything is possible through laughter and all this shit, and it's just like gotta hate when
Right wing comics never bring their politics on stage.
Sam Lundstedt does the best one, and that's just like whether you do this or this, we're all broken inside.
Oh no, yes, I make broken people laugh. Yeah, and then if I follow him, I always say, I'm Paul Farrell. I laugh at broken people.
That's a good line. Because they're funny. Right. Physically and mentally broken people.
I gotta ask you to pause this very early.
The crowd out here tonight, I like it. Man, hey, but you know one thing though I found real funny though, sitting right here when they brought up the racism joke. One thing about being one of the only black men in the room is that when the racism joke is brought up, it seems like people always look back at me.
Every black comic says that.
It's true.
And it's sort of true.
I mean, I'm a hack, and anytime I do my N-word joke and there's a black person within,
Oh, you look for the reaction?
No, I just go, "Hey man, I'm sorry that everybody has been staring at you at some point during this joke to see how you feel about it." But yeah. All right.
It's like if I don't laugh, like, oh shit, no, that was wrong. If I do laugh, I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool, leave it alone.
Solid observation.
Anyway, so that
right, so he just boasted about making that joke up off the top of his head.
I hate that.
Yeah, I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
The only time I think that is okay is if a joke bombs.
Yeah, if
I
they
think it's
apologize
bad.
ahead of time. Even then though, I still don't do that because I just feel like you're apologizing.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how well this is going to be picked up. It's kind of hard to understand.
Yeah, it sounded better the first time I heard it, but
Well, yeah, this phone isn't exactly the best for sound quality.
But there's a joke he says early on that you got to hear it. It's
probably
bizarre.
a meme because he's known for doing that.
No, this is pretty unique and actually could be funny if you framed it properly, but he doesn't.
Dude, that reminds me, have you ever seen that thing Rob Gronkowski got like a little stand-up show on Showtime? He like hosted it and he did like 10 minutes off the top and then it was just like a showcase of his favorite stand-up comedians more or less.
Yeah.
And so like there were real comics on the show, but yeah, he did like 10 or 15 to start the show and it was so fucking bad. Like the best way I could put it is how you would think Garrett's comedy would be based on looking at him. Because like you see his guy and you're like, this guy's fucking genius and he's hilarious, but like you see him, you just expect some dumb douchey shit.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what Rob
saw this nerd and
Gronkowski-
I broke him in half.
But at one point he's like, I'm getting kind of hot, and he like takes off like the sweater he has on, and he was like,
Is this like a famous comic or
it's
something?
Rob Gronkowski. Oh, you don't know anything about football. He's a tight end.
Oh.
He's a famous tight end for the New England Patriots. And
So is all his material about kicking sand in nerds' faces?
no, but one of it
At the beach?
is comparing running routes for like his position because he's a tight end.
They're football jokes?
And using that in the club to get away from bitches. Like that's like his opening joke. It's pretty great. We should watch it at some point. I learned about it from the bonfire. It's really funny, but at one point he like takes off his sweater. He's like, "Ooh, I'm sweaty. I bet you ladies like this," or some shit like that. And there's like
really?
a ha, and then he goes, "I just thought of that, man. That wasn't even written." That he brags about that. It's so fucking great, and it kills. Of course, everyone's just like, "Oh my god." Oh, it's worth a watch. It's only 10-12 minutes, so it's
Okay.
But anyway, look, I'm from Los Angeles, so I moved out here in Las Vegas about 2 years ago. We got any Las Vegas locals up there? Las Vegas? All right.
Who else would be there?
Yeah, but you know what? It's a really big culture shock being out here. I didn't think that moving about 400 miles away from another city to another one, a different one, would be so much of a culture shock. Like people was telling me out here, oh man, you gotta worry about traffic around the spaghetti bowl and spaghetti bowl. Like, yesterday I started getting hungry. You don't tell a black person about no damn spaghetti and not have it in front of me with some cornbread hooked up to it.
Pause. Okay. When have you ever heard that about black people?
that they like spaghetti.
That they like spaghetti. Dude, that could be really funny. He's like, everybody knows. Don't get between a black man and his spaghetti.
You better not get between a black man and his spaghetti.
I mean, listen, I don't go around perpetuating stereotypes about ribs and shit, but like that would make sense.
That's funny. I mean, Eminem loves spaghetti. His mom made some good spaghetti.
Yeah, but I think that was more about like we're poor and this is what we eat, spaghetti.
That is really funny though.
Don't tell no black man about spaghetti.
Spaghetti and cornbread. I've also never heard that combo. It was just like, he probably realized the spaghetti didn't make very much sense, and he was like, I gotta throw in another black people.
I know, but he could, if he had the ability to think in more than one dimension, he would be like, oh yeah, well no one's ever heard of that stereotype, so if I just make up stereotypes about black people that don't exist and say it as if it's real, that would be fucking funny.
He knows there's not very many black people in the crowd, so
Is that a thing?
He can.
All the white people are like, is that a thing?
We should just laugh, right? He's selling it.
You ever notice that when I do my bits, all the white people look confused? They just look at black people. They look at black people going, is that true?
Is what he's saying real life? Midgets? All right.
Black people are scared of midgets?
Spaghetti bowl, but I go on this spaghetti bowl that everybody's talking about. And I'm driving, I'm doing like
What the fuck? What the fuck is the spaghetti bowl?
It's
I don't
that.
know.
It's,
I've never heard of
I
that.
don't know. It's the area in Vegas that's all like intertwined. I guess all the streets are it's a freeway area where all the freeways intertwined. I know.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure where it is. I've probably
Okay.
driven on it a bunch of times.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, I've never heard that before. Because I drove like 4,000 miles to get here, you punk bitch.
It probably looks like spaghetti when you're landing in the plane or something. I don't know.
And these weak arms are heavy. All right.
I'm from LA. We got rapping. Okay? I don't know if you guys
Is this
know
the 405?
Worst freeways in the world.
Yeah.
The whole
This is
world
a fucking like old joke book joke. This joke has been
Is
out
it?
since the 80s. Yeah.
So I came up with my
And it's been memed.
Really?
Oh yeah.
because I sit there for so long.
You're going 405 miles an hour? Yeah, this shit's so hack.
You do 4 or 5 miles an hour on this thing.
Yeah.
There's a negative land song that goes 405, or no, is it 409? It's the 4 or 5.
That would be hilarious if they actually like named freeways like that. Like,
By how fast they're going?
The 15 would be called 65 to 110. I'm on the 65 to 110. I'm going for it, like, cause like people fucking go down that fucking road.
Well, whenever I'm on the 95 or anything that says 95 or 96, that's about
It's
how fast I go.
justified, right?
That's how fast everybody goes.
That's so.
Imagine
Yeah,
driving
no, but
Highway
that's-
61 back in the 60s. You could only go 61 miles an hour from Chicago to California.
Yeah, that's an old one. That's been around for a while. But like I said, he's done this a lot. Like the first time I saw him, I swear to God, he did a meme that I like looked at like while I was waiting to sign up that night. Like that's how recent.
Oh God, I heard a joke. I heard a joke that I haven't heard in a while. No, that I had never heard before, and it was such a good one that I thought about stealing it. But it was so meme-ish, but I can't remember what it was. It was something about it was a pedophile joke. But it was so good. I can't remember
You
it though.
could you could just credit the person
But it's a
before you do
wordplay.
it.
It's a wordplay.
And
It's a
just
wordplay
say,
joke.
as this person once said, and then do the joke.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just
that's what I
kidding.
do for my Rodney Dangerfield bit.
Well, I mean, that's like one line.
Well, it's a setup.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
his joke always gets a laugh. I always go like class is when a man steps out of the shower to pee.
And that people usually laughed at that, but that's
Yeah,
what
then
the-
I go, I
you
was
don't
shitting in
give
the
it-
shower the other day.
Yeah, you don't give it the Dangerfield.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
Delivery.
quote Rodney
No, I
Dangerfield.
know, but I'm saying you don't give it his delivery.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I think sells it.
Yeah.
a lot better.
I wish I could.
It sounds more like your TED Talk. Like, this is what. And that was a joke. One time at Dive Bar, this guy went up and he was like, he was this big fat Mexican dude. I haven't seen him since or before. And he was just like, I'm not fat, I'm fluffy. And then he was like, just like Gabriel Iglesias. And then just did the whole bit. Like, just did the fluffy bit.
You're just like when
But
Gabriel.
he acknowledged that he was stealing it.
Imagine if you just do some
But
guy's
apparently-
entire act and you just go. Remember when Bill Burr said.
Yeah, apparently that's a thing that,
That was
like,
funny.
comedians first starting have told me that, like, people asked them, like, do we do all our own jokes or can we do, like, and I was like, what? People don't? That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Why
Have
would
you ever seen
even...
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
No.
The whole show starts off with her going to supporting her husband who wants to be a comedian, and then she finds
Oh,
out.
yuck.
Then she sees Bob Newhart on TV.
Bob Newhart?
Bob Newhart on TV, and then she's like, that man stole your material. And he's like, no, I'm doing covers.
Yeah, see, I guess that might be, I mean, because it's like, because there's cover bands, I guess. I don't know. But it was,
Dice got fucking discovered before he had an act, because the only thing he did is him and his dad used to make money when he was in high school going to discos, and he would do a whole act where he pretended to be Jerry Lewis, and then he takes like a chemical that turns him into John Travolta. So he had 2 impressions. That was it. And then somebody saw him and goes, "You got to come out to L.A." So he came out to LA and he had no fucking material. So he would just do...
Misogynistic.
No, he would get joke books.
Oh.
And then rewrite the jokes as his own.
Oh, yeah, I guess he did do, like, hickory dickory dock, shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know if
That's
he
true.
invented that, but when he originally started, he's like...
No, I feel like that's really old. I feel like hickory dickory dock is older than dice.
Yeah, but it would be like, I got a mirror above my bed so I can watch myself when I have sex. It's like some variation of that. And because he had no idea how to do it. And I learned how to write jokes by just telling street jokes to people, to girls, like when you like run out of things to talk to.
Yeah.
Because I was just like really into like pickup, and so I would go and just approach women, and when I'd run out of things to talk about, I would just tell a joke.
Nice.
But then I would have to edit the joke or rewrite the joke somehow, and then that's
so
how
they would be like, I've heard that.
And then I just started writing jokes.
Yeah. See, what I did was I just tapped into my comedic genius.
Oh yeah.
And I let that flow out of me through the pen onto the paper.
You're just like Mozart. It just happens.
Yeah. I'm like Mozart, like I'm deaf.
Yeah. This is the first time when I wrote that that motherfucker never told me it got canceled. They canceled that fucking show.
What show?
And then didn't tell me. That fucking show where I was supposed to do that trauma debate.
Oh, they never said anything.
Yeah, I wrote over 7 minutes, but I wrote over 7 minutes in a week. And that's the first time where I went, this is a topic, I'm going to write about this topic, and then the jokes just happen. It's the first time I set out to write something rather than just waiting for inspiration.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Do you want to hear some more?
Oh, yeah. We
This
got
guy's
more of
joke,
this garbage.
more Nick Cannon.
More of this garbage.
Poor man Nick Cannon.
Freeway is so slow. You be on this freeway, the next thing you know, like you see like Mexicans just selling tacos and oranges on the freeway. I'm looking
Yeah, that
around
happens.
Like, hey, you want some
It's
queso?
called
Yeah.
business savvy.
This shit right here.
He's into capitalism, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yes, yeah.
respect it, dude. Jesus Christ. What was that?
But does he have a joke about it?
Dude, whenever I went to LA, we were driving back. We went to this like party thing. I don't know. We just tripped acid. But when we were coming back, I got onto the 405, and it was like 1:30 in the morning, and there was nobody on it. And I look, and I was like, "This thing is 8 lanes wide." And then it just like slowly funnels down to 4. But like whenever you get on that thing and there's like no cars, it's insane. It is enormous.
I can't believe we still have cars. I mean, Jesus Christ. This
I was
fucking...
just saying, this guy was like, everyone's like, oh, in the future we have flying cars. How do we not have flying cars? And it's like, they're called fucking helicopters, man. It's a 5-passenger vehicle that goes through the air. Like, we have those, you fucking idiot.
Been here for about 4 or 5 hours. 4 or 5. You know? But coming out here to Las Vegas, another thing that really tripped me out, you guys, I don't know if y'all seen this on the news. I stopped watching the news because of this shit. They got robot strippers. So y'all
Do they?
Y'all seen it. Robot strippers.
I've heard about the
It's
brothels,
hilarious.
or the idea of it.
Robot stripper?
I want to eat a robot pussy. I want to see what it tastes like.
Metal.
I suppose it's a female, and you know, like she wouldn't have a camel toe, she would have like a USB port.
Instead of
A USB port
robot
instead of a
strippers,
vagina?
robot strippers, I guess she's got data issues. God, I'm funny. I just thought of that.
A USB port? That's like a baby vagina.
Have you ever seen that movie Robots? It's like an animated movie. The whole world is robots, basically.
No, no.
I mean, it's like, but the funny thing about that movie is like on the girls and the guys' bathroom, there's a scene and the girls is a plug-in, is an outlet, and the guys is the plug-in.
Well, that's called male and female.
Yeah, I know. I just thought it was really funny the first time I saw it. I was like, that's funny.
First time I heard that, I was like young, and I
Because
was
they
like,
could have just kept it the same.
you
know
gotta.
what I
This is the
mean?
male and this is the female.
You know,
the outlet is the female.
You jam
The male.
it.
Hold on, wait a second. This is sex. Well, okay.
And then the stork flies down with the electricity. Right.
I mean, but robot strippers though. I mean, is there any married women in here? Think married women here? We got a couple.
stripper party at his house without like knowing his wife wasn't gonna walk in, you know?
So he's asking if his wife would be angry if they
Yeah.
were robot
If
strippers.
they walked in the house and there was music playing real loud and there was a stripper party, but they were robot strippers.
And
Would
she's
you
the
be
type of
that
woman to
mad?
be get mad at you for jacking off to porn.
Yeah.
I mean-
I guess that's true. What if they were robot strippers that look just like you?
Your wife.
It's like, sorry, babe, you just don't have hips like
No.
Shakira. She has hips. They call her Shock Era
I'm
because she's a robot. Dude, I'm on
I'm just making
fire.
down payments. I'm just making down payments for when you get old.
What if I just come back from all this with 5 minutes about robot strippers?
Dude, that's the other thing is I go on, I find these guys who are like Trumpsters and I find their acts, and if they're bad I just take their premise and then I write actual good material out of it.
Data issues. I'm proud of that. I haven't been on the stage for 2 weeks, man. Like, but I still got it. I still got it.
I gotta remember that Boy Scout joke. God, it was so good.
All right. There's only a minute 30 of this.
Really?
Yeah, almost less than 6 minute video, and we've been going over this shit for like 5.
I don't know what the fuck they're
12
laughing
minutes.
at.
I remember this one, I'm pretty sure.
Was this at Seesaw?
Yeah. I think it was probably the Godless show.
I swear, I only wrote like 2 things. I'm still talking about these robot strippers. That shit is hilarious. Robot strippers, like I wonder, like are they touchscreen? Like, can you touch their circuit boards? You know how you can't touch strippers in a real strip club? Like, you go in there touching, you know, like control off the lead. Like when they just automatically mess up, like it's an orgasm, an overload, or overtime. Okay, let me get off of these robot strippers.
Yeah, get off those robot strippers before your wife gets mad.
Y'all think that's not funny, but that's hilarious too. Robot strippers. I wonder how much they will cost.
I don't know. I can't. Anytime I get around a robot stripper, they fucking start going like because their pussies get so wet.
I mean, if it was a robot
It's
stripper,
like Austin Powers.
if it was robot strippers, you would just pay a door fee. Like, I'm not gonna tip a robot. It doesn't have a.
I think
it
that
doesn't have
everything is the
mouths to
exact same except that they're robots.
I don't, dude. I can't imagine somebody tipping a robot.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like, it would have to just be like a door fee or like a lap dance or just a dance fee.
Yeah.
Like,
First of all, I don't want to put any real strippers out of work.
I don't think that the robot strippers are real.
Also, the stripper thing is
I believe robot brothels because they have some crazy sex dolls like robot things out there.
Well, one of the
But-
things that are appealing about strippers and sex workers, some sex workers, is how crazy they are. But I don't want that in a robot. I don't want a robot that's crazy because they have fucking robot strength.
I mean, you seen Ex Machina? They turn on that guy.
Oh yeah, that is a total stripper move.
They turn on that guy.
Oh god, I hate that fucking cunt.
That was a good movie.
I hate that movie.
Do you put bitcoins inside of their USB port?
To Bitcoin. Yeah, that's what that robot calls your penis, a Bitcoin.
King Richard. You can find me at King Richard 82.
Oh, he said his name. Okay. So,
What do you get a name like
all
that?
right. So his name, I mean, I don't think that's his government first name, but his name was on like the projector thing.
Yeah.
And I think at Seesaw I know they wouldn't have done that for a mic.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't, like, he was fully clothed, so it wasn't the underwear show.
So was that more than 5 minutes?
It was 5:45. So if it was the Godless show, I know you got 10. So did he only do 6 minutes?
I don't know. Maybe it was an open mic and he just went over. Maybe they promised him 5 minutes.
No, because his name was on the projector. So there's a laptop hooked up to the projector with his name written on a frame, slid over to be presented on that
I've been booked
screen.
for 5 minutes.
Not at Seesaw, dude.
Really?
Not at Seesaw.
I got booked
That's
at the
not-
barbecue show for 5 minutes. I got booked
Yeah,
at Blue
that-
Martini for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but those are both like fucking businesses
Yeah.
and shit. Like they would let you put on whatever kind of bullshit you wanted at Seesaw.
Yeah.
Like I can't If it wasn't a mic, I don't think anybody would do less than 10. The underwear show is always 10 minutes. Like,
Oh wait, You said Flappers is charging 5?
Yeah.
I completely forgot about Flappers existing. Okay, you mean in fucking Burbank?
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Jokesters or whatever the fuck that place is that
Oh,
Don
no.
that Don guy fucking does.